I have big muscular meaty arms. They take all the blood away from my head. God damn it, arms. Why do you have to be so sexy? You sexy guns, you. Taking all the blood away from my brain. I need it for my live show. Damn it, arms. Why do you have to be so sexy? Hi, everybody. Let's check this video out by Fried Chicken. Hell yeah. I could go for some right now. I'm fucking starving. 3 game-breaking exploits in Star Citizen 4.1. Anything transit or elevator related for me, fucking hate it. Most of the stability issues with server tech, anything server tech related, it covers everything. Stability. That's what we need.
Glitches, exploits, and bugs. Also known in the Star Citizen universe, features. What I'm about to show you today is going to be used and abused, most likely by most of you. But that's okay, because we need to make sure CIG notices what is going on in the verse, so CIG is able to take action and fix these issues so the community will have an overall greater experience playing the game. I have reached out to CIG a few times in the past, back in December and even further back, about these glitches and exploits with a minimalist response from CIG.
And you will get a minimalist response from them, but you should all be doing this. If you're people who really want this project to succeed, you should be doing bug reports. You should be doing, even if you don't think they're looking at them, just keep it up. I appreciate people like Fried Chicken that are doing this. They make the game better. A lot of people don't think that this is important. I think this is crucial and vital to the project. And I really think more attention should be put to what Fried Chicken's doing. I applaud him for this. This is great.
And I know. What I'm doing right now could be considered treason, acts of great heresy, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to withhold knowledge and information. You can come and go if you want to. The door is always open. So nothing's stopping you from leaving or staying. The big bird is holding down his block. But with all of the disclaimers to the side, let's jump right into the video.
The box.
Starting off with the glitch that probably has everyone a little annoyed.
This is the one where you teleport through doors by tractoring a box next to your head.
Or bothered, and that is going to be the box glitch.
Yeah,
we've all seen it. If you've been out there doing anything that has been happening in the verse, from either the contested zones or to the Align and Mine events, you will see boxes laying around everywhere at every door. Why? Is because people pick them up and use them to phase through the door instead of actually going out into the verse to gather key cards.
I love that he's just sitting there waiting for people to do that. He's just farming them, man. He's camping and he's farming. He's farming people exploiting, man. Let's hear it for Fried Chicken. Fucking great. Eat this. Instead of this box, eat this. That's total Darwinism right there. Yes, Fingers. It's exactly Darwinism right there on display for us. Yes. With the pistol. This is the best. This is really good content so far. And you know they're like, what the fuck?
As you can see here, it is not hard to perform this glitch or
there'll be people laid about like this. This is the craziest thing. This is how unaware people are, right? You'll get your average fucking gamer out there. And this is the reason I love this community, because like anybody from the DG360 community, they're hardcore gamers. When they're walking into this, they kind of look around and they read the room. Oh, there's a dead dude. There's a dead dude. There's some boxes over there. And they just like go, whoop, I am getting out of the scene. Like I am moving away from this scene. Something does not seem right here. Like the DG360 gamer is an evolved gamer. But you will see on the regular people going through this completely unaware. Like they'll just walk right in. They'll pick up the box. They'll just pick up the, like nothing, like completely unaware. Right, dudes.
Exploit, or whatever you want to call it. It's quite simple and quite easy if you're trying to make your way around these red doors or other security doors that is in the verse. Now, I 100% understand why this one may be the hardest glitch and exploit for CIG to fix, mainly because it determines on the collision detection on the game. And if you are a veteran of Star Citizen, then you know that this game's collision detection is absolutely horrible. And as I said, this dives into the collision detection of the game, which is a huge factor of the entire game itself. So do not expect a remedy for this one to come sooner or later, but pretty much everyone already knows about it. So it is what it is, and we just got to deal with it. And you know, just keep on reporting it when you see it, find the people who are doing it and get them for it. That's pretty much all we can do right now.
Yep.
Also, it is extremely easy to shoot the targets that are doing this just because they are too preoccupied in order to defend themselves. So take them down with every single shot that you have within your rifle. But now let's move on to a bug or glitch that I believe is completely 100% game breaking.
By the way, I like the transitions. I like this pacing. I'm going to like this video and I'm going to subscribe to him. I'm actually going to subscribe to this dude. I'm going to throw the link to our live audience. This guy's name's Fried Chicken. This is the second video I've watched from him. And I actually dig this dude. Like good background music. Good background music and good pacing. Yeah. I like his content.
The Mirai Pulse exploit is 100% game breaking. The main premises of this is you hop on a Mirai Pulse and anyone who tries to shoot at you will not deal any damage to the rider. So you can automatically see what the issue is here. Like, just imagine someone or a group of people rolling around on pulses that has the minigun attached to it, and you're trying to light them up. But instead of dealing any damage to them, the bullets are just flying directly through their body.
I've never seen that.
Because they're invincible while on the bike. I mean, the first instincts that you have is to shoot the rider,
hover bike,
but
man.
It's not going to do any damage.
Listen, this is not a bug. This is a feature. This is hover bike, the best of hover bike.
And able to counter this, what you need to do is blast the bike itself.
No. Listen, the bike should be impervious to all. Oh, shit.
Take a ride on a hover bike. Take a ride on my hover bike, girl. Take a ride on a hover bike.
Fucking hover bike, man. Fucking hover bike.
You blast the bike till it's incapacitated, and then you will be able to deal devastating damage to the rider because they are now vulnerable. Again, like I said earlier, I do believe that this one can be game breaking, especially to the unknowing.
Game breaking? No, that's a hover bike.
Are you ready? Take a ride on my hover bike. Hover bike. Are you ready? Take a ride.
I mean, like, don't fuck with the hover bike, man.
What it is and how to take it down.
Keep it in.
This needs to be fixed. But let us move along to the very next one, something that all of you guys have been requesting that you saw in my previous video.
I don't know. Biggie bag. What's this exploit?
Now, those of you who actually know about this exploit actually commented on my video stating that it has been fixed. Well, I'm here to tell you that this one is still very much active and alive. Pretty much the whole premise of this exploit is...
Holy shit. What the fuck armor set is this medieval shit? Why have I never seen... What is going on here? What the fuck armor set is this shit?
Active and alive. Pretty much the whole premise of this exploit is adding a 1 through 8 SCU cargo container onto your body.
What the hell?
Either your core, chest, or backpack. Pretty much the way how to make this work is go to any terminal that sells those cargo containers.
What armor set is that for real? What's going on?
And what you're going to want to do is on destination selection, select where you want it to go. You're going to select either one of those 3 items, backpack, core, or legs. And then you're going to bounce between them and try your best to be as quick as possible to hit the quick buy button. And then eventually you'll get this message that says transfer complete. You hit OK, hit the escape button to exit the menu. And then when you take a look at your inventory, you're going to notice that you're going to have one cargo SCU container in your inventory. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I am a loot goblin, so I do actually use this one every once in a while in the verse.
I see why that would be useful.
There is some drawbacks to doing this though.
Yeah,
once you attach this crate to your body, you're gonna be 100% encumbered, which means you're gonna move very slowly, become dehydrated faster, and your heart rate will be spiked up whenever you decide to go sprinting.
Shit.
Also, if you happen to get shot down with a crate on your core, backpack, or legs, you will not be able to access it anymore.
Oh shit, man. Oh shit. there's a lot of risk here.
It will be locked due to T0 recovery.
Still very useful.
And I'm probably sure CAG will have this one fixed here soon.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? It may be fixed when 4.1.1 actually drops.
Yeah.
All of these could be fixed
problems.
by then.
Right.
We do not know. All we got to do now is just wait and make sure you report them when you see them, especially the game-breaking ones. I know some of them are a bit lighter, like the backpack one. It kind of reminds me of the whole entire item insurance thing that we had a few months ago, where people were using various different types of vehicles, where they would place armor pieces onto the vehicle and then they would damage the vehicle and then they would claim insurance on it, and it would respawn or it would repair with the armor reattached to it, even if you taken it off. That one was a less damaging exploit that was old, that is now fixed, that has come and gone, and it still snaps back every little once in a while. And there's also a few other ones out there, like the half defense glitch, where people, they will be like halfway into the ground just so you can't shoot them all the way in the PvP areas and stuff, and that one's a really hurtful one too. And then we also have a item duplication glitch that deals with the comp board cards in the power system, which is really difficult. This one I don't know about, but I have seen the aftermath of someone who did this before at a comp board printer, where there was like 10 of them stacked up on top of each other, which blew my mind when I walked up on it and saw it. So, you know, that exists too as well.
Nice music
and there's
transition.
Just so many bugs and glitches and exploits out there that people use. A lot of gold farmers do these as well in order to get their money, and it does hurt the community and the game. But we should know about most of these exploits and bugs as well, just so we can report them and make it easier for CAG to identify what is going on with these issues if they happen to already know about them. Like, do you guys remember, what was it, back last August, where there was a massive bug or exploit where people were dropping their ships off that was full of RMC or something like that back at Area 18 or whatever? You would fly into the stations and there'd be nothing but A2s laying around all over the place. People were pretty much filling them up with items and stuff like that and then leaving them behind. And what happened was that CAG started banning people who were abusing this exploit, just because people were getting massively rich, and I mean like hundreds and hundreds of millions of credits rich. It was obviously the gold farmers who were doing it, but it hurt the economy really badly. But that was something that they were able to fix real quickly, just because the general public knew about it more. And that again is the whole purpose of this video. The more people that knows about certain bugs and glitches and exploits, the sooner CAG will fix them. So it's, you know, our job as a community to play together and play nice and try our best not to use these things, even if they're damaging or not damaging, like the hover.
Listen, I'm kind of with Jurg when people or who are content creators kind of post these exploit videos. I'm kind of in Jurg's camp, where like sometimes it makes the problems much more acute, and then you have like people doing these exploits because somebody who's a content creator that gets attention can push this out to more people. But at the same point, on the other side of that coin is that when it's presented in this manner, what it should do is be positive, constructive criticism, and it should be pushed out towards Cloud Imperium, and maybe these problems get actually fixed faster because of the way he put this video out, right? So, you know, he's kind of being responsible with this. He's presenting this in a way which I'm okay with. And I think that this type of attention to it is not necessarily a bad thing, because Cloud Imperium might fix these issues faster. And all we're doing right now is we're just in this alpha together. And when I see stuff like this, it's like, yes, this is what is happening. This is the work that is happening behind the scenes right now that a lot of people don't get. Like that very time-consuming bug after bug that's getting recoded. And so you know that that work is happening. So it also makes me feel a little bit more positive on the project when I watch this.
Bike or the backpack glitch. We just have to be better. Simple as that. It might be a bit of a challenge for some people just because they want to get the advantage.
Right.
I constantly see in the contested zones boxes
and
laying
you know,
around.
The funny thing last night, if you missed it and you weren't here for Star Citizen After Dark for the Inside Star Citizen review, I went on this diatribe, man. I got on a soapbox about stability last night. There were a lot of people that were upset at me. I got a couple comments that were like, you know, hey man, like chill the fuck out. And it's like, you know, I'm super passionate. All about hair. The last night's video was all about hair. And I think I blew a blood vessel last night on my diatribe. Complete diatribe mode. I went beast mode on this shit. And I kept harping on stability and the focus on it, and I wanted content to focus on it. And some of the content or some of the comments that I got on the Inside Star Citizen review were like, "Hey DG, don't worry about it. The work's being done." Or the other comments that I got was like, "Well, that would be boring." And I think that to me it wouldn't be boring if they did it in a way that was entertaining, which they can do. They can do that. They can make it easily relatable to people, tell people where they're at in terms of the dev team that's responsible or the server tech engineers that are responsible for the tech. They don't have to like get into like crazy detail. I would like that, but to make it easily digestible for the hardcore Star Citizen fans that understand that this is the top of the pyramid, that this is the most important piece, which is server tech. And we want to see more content related to it. So like I kind of disagreed with people who are commenting saying, well, DG, it's not important. We don't need this content because XYZ. And they would give me some reason that they thought was a reason why that Cloud Imperium shouldn't post content that I thought was more relevant, which is, hey, we're getting back to first principles. Hey, we're shifting gears. We're going to talk about game design. We're going to talk about server stability, server tech. So that is the most important thing to me. And this year, I'm going to continually pound on the table. I told you guys at the very beginning, I said 2025 is literally going to be me pounding the table show after show after show about what is the most important thing. And it will hit home. It will hit home.
Everywhere, people not getting the key cards like they should. Instead, they just phase through the doors. And you know, I know people in the verse, they're upset about it because I've seen the global chat and it's there. People are not happy with it and they're not happy with what is going on. Because I honestly do believe that the majority of the populace that plays the game does play it the proper way without cheating the system. It's way too easy to cheat the game and then you'll get bored of it because you've unlocked everything because you didn't play the game fair, instead of actually working towards the end game goal of whatever you're trying to do, if it's a contested zone or the Align of Mind thing, or back when the supplier die event was happening, or other events such as the Xenothreat excursion as well.
He's right. He's actually right. For the people that go down the rabbit hole that like want to get these exploits, I think that's a smaller percentage of the population, like us hardcore motherfuckers that just do it to see it, right? But then you do have the exploiters, and I still think that's a small percentage of people. I don't think it's like rampant, but you know, that's perception. That's perception. You know, I think for the most part, when people are playing, they're just trying to get over some of the most obvious problems, which are the bugs. Like people are trying to just, you know, casual gamers or people coming to the title that are new, they're just trying to orient themselves to deal with the game's problems, the bugs that are in the game, like naturally, the sync issues, you know, like they're trying to figure out, you know, what the fuck they're even doing because they don't understand the concept of the game, which is hilarious to me, you know. It's because this is a everything game and there's so much to do in it. Where people, the one thing that was interesting to me was when I kept harping on that the missions were borked. Did you notice this last year? I kept talking about how they need to get rid of tons of the missions and just start from scratch. Like tons of the missions were broken, tons of the missions weren't working. And then did you notice going into these patches that a lot of those missions are gone? And at first I was like, where the fuck are all the missions? Like I'm going in the Moby Glass. I'm looking at that. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was getting pissed off, right? It was hilarious. I'm like, where the fucking missions at? All these missions are gone. Like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh, that's right. That's right. Because they weren't working.
I'm in a fountain.
So be careful what you wish for is what I'm saying, you know, because they actually listen to that. And they're like, you know what, DG's right. Let's fucking scale this back. And continually what I think about with the new dynamic event that we have going on with the orbital laser and the scaling back of these missions that didn't work because you would have to use server resources to spawn these missions. Then you'd have to deal with additional object containers, server related problems, right? Where you have too many object containers spawning at one time where the server's trying to negotiate paths and then latency gets horrible. Server response get horrible. You can see everything that Cloud Imperium is doing to try and keep the game together in terms of server tech because they don't want to introduce too many object containers and they know that they only have so much bandwidth or so much resources that it's going to be able to handle this to give some people a more stable experience. And so they're scaling back those missions that don't work. They lopped them off and that's good. But at the same time, you start to think to yourself, like, how much can it handle? Because we've seen the scaling back now. Right. The constraints, you start to feel the constraints of the game and what the server tech can handle. Absolutely, Fingers. Way to be more succinct than me. We should call this FINGERS360 and you should actually take my place. All right, Fingers. All right, let's pass it over to Fingers. Fingers, okay, you do the rest of this video.
And boom, that is pretty much it.
Go ahead, Fingers.
I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about this video down below in the comments. Is what I'm doing considered treason?
Do
Are
it.
you guys
Go
mad?
ahead.
Are
Post
you guys
it.
angry at what I just posted
Say whatever's
today
on
in
your
this
mind,
video?
Fingers.
Sound
It's
off
Fingers
down below
360.
and let your voice be heard. If you liked what I'm saying, like what I'm doing, if this is
He is on the video.
educational for the
He'll
purpose
start
of more people
typing.
being
He's a
knowledgeable
lyrical
about
genius.
these bugs so we can work around them in order to get them fixed faster, then sound
To
off
be
down
concerned
below.
is a
I'd
state of
love to
mind.
hear your feedback. I really would on this video. Please
Is there
sound
morality
off.
in a game?
This video will also be sent directly to CAG. I already
What's
have
the
a ticket
purpose?
with them open and I am in conversation. So hopefully this will also help them see what these exploits are and hopefully they will be able to get fixed in the near future. But we will never know because CIG do what CIG do. But you guys already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse.
The point is more about
Make
the
sure you guys
purpose,
rate,
to give you
comment,
fun.
and subscribe. Slap that like button because it really does
Not to
push me
win,
up in the
but to
algorithm so more
play.
eyes are able to see me. But you guys already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse. Fried Chicken, FC, Big Bird out.
It's fucking FINGERS360. See? He can do this. He can do this. He can do this. He's a lyrical master of disaster. I'm telling you, Fingers is the dude. Like, we even got a poll right now. We want to know, how is Fingers doing? I would say pretty fucking well. I would say perfect. I'm voting perfect on that. I'm voting perfect. Great poll, Supermod Daft. Great poll. The poll is up now. I say Fingers. I say Fingers understood. He ran with it, and I would watch Fingers. In fact, I'm going to follow Fingers right now. I'm following you, Fingers, and I'm subscribing to you, and I'm joining your Patreon, dude. All of it. All of it. Fingers, all of it.